What's going on, everybody? Welcome, 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 family. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Do me a favor, if you guys can do me a favor. Shout out to you guys for being on time. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. My apologies. Yeah, definitely want to shout you guys out for always showing up. Do me a favor and let everybody know in Telegram and let everybody know in the school community that we are live, about to get started. So today I want to kind of segue into speaking with seller leads. Um, for those who are in MMA, Big Mogul, he dropped a challenge for everybody, a Driving for Dollars challenge. So for those who weren't on the call yesterday, there's a Driving for Dollars challenge going on right now. So all you got to do is pretty much just get in your car. So for those who don't know, Driving for Dollars is a method of generating leads. So you just hop in your car, drive around your neighborhood, your city, your county, and you look for properties. That you could reach out to the seller. So if you're looking for storage facilities, you want to look for like those mom and pop type facilities. Drive around, write down the address, um, get as many properties as you possibly can on a daily basis. So that's pretty much the challenge right now. We just want to see people get active, and then you want to either skip trace and get the phone number or get the address to the person that owns that facility. And you want to reach out to them and see if they want to sell. So that's a challenge we have going on right now for the next 14 days. Whoever is the most active, we want everybody to post their results inside of the community, take a picture of the end of each day, how many addresses you got, how many letters sent out, how many letters you sent out. The team is going to keep track of who's being the most active, and whoever has the most activity, they're going to win I think it's a $500 cash prize, if I'm not mistaken. So we just want to encourage and push everybody to get more active. You're doing half the battle by showing up these classes, but it's only going to work if you work, right? So it's only going to work if you work. So that's one of the challenges that we got going on right now. Some of the benefits for Driving for Dollars is, let's see, some of the benefits for Driving for Dollars is it's one of the most effective ways of marketing, because if you think about it, everybody pulls a list off of PropStream and off of Reonomy, like the systems that we talk about. There's a lot of, especially storage facilities. It's a lot of self-storage facilities that aren't even listed on those systems. So by you listed on Google or listed online, or in Reonomy, so by you getting in your car looking for them, you'll be able to find many more facilities that nobody else has access to because they didn't even know they were there unless they were local. So Driving for Dollars is a very effective way. I'm gonna actually drop a link in the chat for a system that we use for Driving for Dollars. It's called Deal Machine. This link has a promo code MMA. So if you use this link, you'll actually get some discounts. Let me get the link for y'all real quick. So this is called Deal Machine. I'm gonna actually do a tutorial on it. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I'm having some technical glitches. So check the link in the chat. It's an app called Deal Machine. Sign up, I think you get a 7-day free trial. But with that, you want to use the promo code MMA. You specifically want to use that link, and you want to use the promo code MMA because along with the 7-day free trial, you'll get $60 in credits for skip tracing and sending direct mail. So if you're driving for dollars and you see a property, you can send a letter directly from that app. You can send a postcard to that person. You can send a series of postcards. You can skip trace and get the phone number. So you'll get $60 in credits if you use that specific link. There's a tutorial on it inside of the school community. Let me show you guys where it is. But I'm gonna actually walk everybody through it tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have fixed what's wrong with it. But if you come to school, come in the classroom, go to step 5, getting started in real estate, and then you want to look for this right here, Deal Machine, Drive for Dollars. It's like a quick, what is it, 2.5 minute video. It shows you exactly how to use the app. All right. So that's just some encouragement to give you guys that are going to do the Drive for Dollars challenge. Put me in the chat if you were on the call last night. Put me in the chat if you were on the call last night with Ramel. Put me in the chat. All right. Shanique was on the call. Jonathan was on the call. Annie was on the call. Let me know if any of you guys are participating in the Driving for Dollars challenge that he talked about yesterday. Put a one in the chat. So we had a few of you guys on there. So put a one in the chat if anybody's Francis is doing the Driving for Dollars. Annie's doing the Driving for Dollars. Is that Freggie? Freggie's doing the Driving for Dollars. All right. So you can drive for dollars virtually as well. I'm gonna get more into that. So if you don't have a card, you can still do it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. But definitely want to encourage you guys to do that. So the app that I dropped in the link that I dropped, this app, like I said, it's free for the first 7 days. I believe it's per month. The subscription is somewhere around like 150 per month. But like I said, you'll have $60 in credits for skip trace and sending direct mail. So if you would rather do Driving for Dollars versus I don't know, cold calling or pulling lists, is very, very effective. I don't want you guys to sleep on the Driving for Dollars. Can we pick up the video from yesterday? If you're in MMA, I'm not sure if you're in MMA or not. You got to let me know. If you're in the cash flow collectors, you'll have access to the video from yesterday. If you're in cash flow collectors, you'll have access. Okay. So yeah, you'll have access. So if you're talking about the video where Ramel taught, that video will be posted probably within the next day or so. So yeah, you'll have access to that recording. Yep. All right, cool. So we about to get started. So like I said earlier, you guys, let everybody know that we are live. I'm not sure where everybody is at right now, y'all. Let everybody know we are live in Telegram and in school. So we're gonna segue into speaking with sellers. All right, so it's a couple things. I didn't put a presentation together. It's just gonna be more engaging. So just to give you guys a heads up, we're gonna role play on this call. All right, I want to actually prepare you guys for speaking with sellers, especially if you're doing the Driving for Dollars challenge. And over the last 2 weeks, I've showed you guys how to pull lists, how to get phone numbers, how to get addresses. So the next step after, if you guys notice the way I'm doing these classes, I've laid the foundation, set up the business, pull the list. So now we're talking about speaking with sellers. That's the next step, right? So it's one thing to make a bunch of phone calls or send out a bunch of text messages or whatever it is that you're doing to generate leads, and the person's not answering the phone, or everybody's answering the phone and they're saying, no, I don't want to offer, or no, I'm not interested in selling, or stop calling me. That's one thing, and you're going to get the majority of your calls are going to be like that. But it's another thing when you get that person that says, yeah, what's your offer? Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, me and my wife have been thinking about selling. So it's like, what do you say then? Now you got to be ready for that. I'll never forget, y'all, when I first started and I was doing text messaging. That's how I was getting my leads. And for like the first couple weeks, everybody that I was calling, they either weren't answering or they weren't interested, whatever. And then when I finally got that first person to say, yeah, what's your offer? I kind of got stuck like, whoa, I don't even know what to say right now. So that's what I want to prepare everybody for. And this part's going to take some practice. So we're going to role play right now. So I want like 2 or 3 people to come up and practice. I'm gonna be the seller. You guys are gonna be the buyer, which is what everybody is right now. And I want you guys to know this role playing that we're doing on this call, we do this in our real business. It isn't to put you guys on a spot or, because this is a class, we're doing anything separate. We do this in our real business. For those who don't know, I'm a partner in Ramel's business. I'm one of his acquisitions and dispo managers. And we actually role play. So some of you guys have done this before, some of you haven't. But this is the type of stuff that we got to do to get better. Like the stuff that we're doing on this call, we're literally giving you the blueprint. So I don't care if you never spoke with a seller before. I just want somebody to come up and get the most out of this. But it's been times where just a team, just us acquisitions managers, we've gotten on Zoom calls together and we've role played where I was pretending to be the buyer and one of my partners was the seller. We do that stuff just to get better with each other. And this is one of the activities that I did when I first joined my first mentorship and was learning how to wholesale. So I want you guys to get out of your own way. I want somebody, don't be afraid to be put on the spot. And let's be prepared to role play. Most of you guys should have this. So put a 1 in the chat if you have access to the bundles where it has the scripts. I gave you guys a bundle with scripts and contracts. Well, I didn't give it, but some people purchased it. It had the scripts and the contracts. So that's what we're going to use to role play. Is there anybody on here? Put me in the chat if you have that bundle with the scripts and the contracts. Angela has it. Okay. So
I need
Angela,
to
you
pull it
can
up.
come up. Shanique has it. I want like at least three people. So if there's three people that have it, um,
I need
we're
to
gonna
pull it
role
up.
play together. So
I need to
somebody
pull
say
it up.
something.
I need to pull mine up. I need
Okay.
to.
All right. No problem. You got time. You got time. We probably gonna get started in about 10 minutes. So
Okay.
these are some things that you want to pay attention to, right? So okay, let's say again, you guys are driving for dollars. You got a couple addresses, or you pulled a list off of Reonomy or PropStream. You got some phone numbers, some addresses, right? You speak with the seller and you get somebody on the phone that says, "Yes, what's your offer? Yes, I'm interested in selling my self-storage facility." So there's a couple things you want to pay attention to. One thing is you want to pay attention to is their tone. You always want to match the person's tone that you're speaking with, right? So if you're speaking with a elderly person, maybe like in their 70s, they might be a little more soft spoken. If you had naturally have more of like a vibrant, or aggressive personality, you want to tone it down and match their personality, because if not, it could come off as intimidating, right? So you want to always match that personality. If you're somebody like me who's just like a little more laid back, a little more easygoing, but let's say the person I'm dealing with is more just straightforward, a little more aggressive. Like, how people from New York, they're like a little more aggressive. I have to match that. So you always want to try to fill that out in the beginning and just match their personality. So if it's somebody that's straightforward, want to get to the point, don't make them, you don't want to ruffle their feathers by having too much conversation. Just get straight to the point. If they are somebody that likes to talk and have conversation, you want to match that, right? So you want to pay attention to that, match their tone, pay attention. There's different personality types. So they have it labeled a certain way. I got to go back and look at Ramel's course, but you have I think a red personality type is someone who's like aggressive. That's a red personality type. Then you have another personality type. I forget what they labeled it as, but somebody who, I think they call it a green personality, where it's like they're just a little bit more friendly, more observant. So you got to make sure that they're going to have questions. So be prepared. So somebody's a little bit more friendly, but is going to ask questions and be observant. You have some people who are, just super easygoing. So you just want to pay attention to these type of things, and you just want to try to match the tone as much as possible. Um, and then another thing, this is where a lot of people go wrong, and I guarantee them probably like 95% of us on this call are gonna do this, is you want to go into the call being, or go into every conversation being a problem solver. It's so easy for us to get fixated on these numbers, knowing that you have to be at a certain number to get it under contract, knowing that you have to get certain information from the seller so you could evaluate the deal. Like there's certain things that we have to gather from the seller, but you always want to go into these calls being a problem solver, and it'll make sense a little bit later. But what I mean when I say problem solver is figure out like what's their motivation, what are some of their pain points. So when you're on the call, if it's somebody that just talks, just listen and let them talk. Listen to some of their pain points. So I've heard sellers, the property I have under contract right now, she said that it's a 47 unit storage facility, and she was saying that she just doesn't have time to manage it. She said that the income has been declining for the past 3 years. Over the last 6 months, she's been traveling so much, she just hasn't had time to like manage it. So these are some pain points. Some people, they inherited the property, they don't know how to manage the facility. Some people, maybe they have pain points that they want to sell, but every time somebody calls them to make an offer, they say they're going to make an offer, but they never call them back or follow through. So you just want to listen to those and just address all of those pain points. You want to overcome any type of obstacle. I promise you guys, when you come to somebody and try to buy their storage facility, multifamily, whatever it is, these are big things. These aren't small things that they're selling. These are big things. So they're going to have obstacles. So you got to help them overcome those obstacles. So one of the obstacles may be, hey, I actually have some of my personal belongings in 40 storage facilities. So yes, I'm ready to sell, but I'm going to need about 3 or 4 months to move my other stuff. So now we got to figure out how to solve that problem. Okay, Mr. Seller, we'll help you look for a place. Maybe we'll give you, 2 months rent to help you get started. So you just want to go into every conversation being a problem solver. All right. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys some tips, but I want to start role playing. So for those who don't have it, let me share my screen really quickly. Angela, if you want to go first, we could go first and then we'll move on to the next person. But if you guys don't have it, I'll drop the link in a second, but I have this bundle of scripts
Ah,
and contracts that you would use to close deals. So, and
great.
here we have some scripts for whether you're speaking with somebody that wants to do selling self-storage, multifamilies. So let's do the storage script. Um, the
Shoot,
things that I want to focus. Sorry, go ahead. Were you saying something?
I'm gonna go to my drive real fast because it's not in my,
I could
I don't
send it
think,
to you real quick. You want me to
okay,
send you the drive real quick?
yes, please, I'm going there right now.
All right.
I'm so sorry for the hold up.
Oh no, you're good. You're
Yes.
good.
I found the wealth book and I found your formula and I said, well, I know I got the scripts in here. Shoot,
Yeah,
wait a
I
minute,
know
wait a
you
minute.
got it. I'm gonna send it to
Yeah,
you right now.
okay, a couple times. Oh, right here, I got scripts, contracts and scripts.
You got
I
it.
put it under Rashida. Master contract
So we're
agreement.
gonna do the self-storage. I believe it's a self-storage script.
Going,
There's
going.
two of them. There's self-storage
Yes.
script and
Oh,
then
I got the
self-storage due
agreement.
diligence.
The single and multifamily script one. You want that one?
Not that one. We're gonna do self-storage. So it
Okay,
should
hold on.
say, let me look at it.
Yes. Storage script.
That's it. Yep.
Okay, found it. Got it. I just can't see you. How do I see you do this?
Okay. So it's two of them in there. If you really if you want to go easy, just focus on that one. If you really want to try to be savvy with it, there's
Yeah.
another one in there called the self-storage due diligence questions
Oh, I
or
saw
due.
that too. I
So
don't mind
open
doing that
both
one.
of. I was gonna say you could go both back and forth between the two of those because the due diligence, that's like when you really get into it. Those are like really everything that you want to ask.
Oh, yes.
But so what I want you to do is just focus on just getting the information that you need from the seller. So for everybody that doesn't know, when you are gathering information, in order to evaluate a deal, you have to have the property address, you got to have the annual income, annual expenses, you have to have the occupancy. I think that's it. So Angela's going to focus on getting that information. And then, if there's any room just for building rapport, you want to do that as well.
Okay, so I opened the due diligence one and looking for the script at the bottom, going, unit map sizes and unit type photos.
Let me
And
see.
I see the script, photos, property taxes, rent roll, sample lease. I don't see the script on under the due diligence. And it says script on there as a title.
It says storage due diligence questions.
I have that one um on the storage. It didn't say storage due diligence, it said storage script. And
Mm-hmm.
above it, it said due diligence. And so I clicked above it. So I'd have them both open, but I don't see where it says script. It says management, loss runs, occupancy, P&L, photos, property taxes, rent roll, goes down to unit map sizes, unit type, and revenue.
Okay, that's all right. Let's just do the storage script. I'll see if I can get you the due diligence questions.
Yes, please, thank you, because they're not in that one. But I'm on the storage script. I just can't see you. Oh God.
No worries, no worries. So I'll be the seller. Hold on one second. So I will be the seller. We'll pretend that I have a self-storage facility. Let's do a easy, I don't know, easy numbers. Let's say we got a 75 unit self-storage facility and you just cold calling. You're driving for dollars and
Yes.
just seeing if I wanted to sell.
Okay. So I found, I laid eyes on it and a drive, and I don't know anything about you.
Yep,
Okay, cool.
yep.
So you are the seller and I'm the buyer. Do you want me to start with the introduction or what?
Um, yeah, so you just call my phone. So ring ring, hello.
Hi, is Rashida there, please?
Yes, this is she.
And my name is Angela. I'm with WSM, the WSM Group, and I'm with a real estate investment company. We are looking to acquire our next storage facility. Have you been thinking about it all selling your business?
I mean, me and my business partner, we have been thinking about selling. We actually tried to sell it a couple of years ago. But we just really weren't getting the offers that we like. So we haven't quite sold it yet. But yeah, we are, I'm willing to entertain an offer if the numbers look good.
Let's see. So what situation would be an ideal one for you to sell?
What situation? What do you mean? What situation
Mm,
would be ideal?
Are you looking to go off into the blue sunset and on a vacation? Are you ready to retire? Do you have a dream that you just haven't fulfilled yet?
Not really ready to retire. I want to put the money into another investment property, actually.
If you don't mind me asking, about how much you're looking for down to cover that new business.
Well, I don't have a business in mind yet. Um, I know what I want to get for my storage facility. But yeah, as far as the business, I'm not sure what type of business it is. I just want to be able to free up the money to put it into something different.
So if you don't mind me asking, what would free you from the storage facility? How can I help you in that area?
What would free me from storage facilities? What do
What
you mean?
number? What number? What
What
number would
number?
yes, ma'am.
I would rather let you make me an offer first.
Hmm. Okay. Do you have some time?
I have a few minutes. I have a few minutes, yeah.
So could you tell me the number of units there?
Yeah, I want to say I have about 75 units.
Can you tell me the percentage of are they all being rented out right now?
They're not all being rented out. I probably have about, I would say about 8 vacancies.
You have 8 vacancies. How long have you been there?
I've owned this facility for 10 years now.
What do you think is the biggest headache in being at that facility?
I honestly haven't had any headaches. I wouldn't mind holding on to it because it does bring me good money. But like I said, I wouldn't mind freeing up the money for something else. So to answer your question, I haven't had any headaches with it.
Hmm. So you want that opportunity to be able to free yourself up and move on to the next best. But this one is
Um,
bad deal. It's just that right now your hands are tied. Is that right?
just want to free up the money to put it into something. It's not making me as much money as I thought it would.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just want to probably look into a different type of business.
So if you were to change one thing about how it's operating right now, what would it be?
If I were to change one thing, I would
Mhm.
probably do manage it remotely versus me having to go up there myself physically.
Mm. Sounds like a lot of your time is being taken up during the day. Are you
Hmm.
operating it by yourself, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, I'm operating it by myself.
So it's a solo thing.
Yes, yep.
Mm. So if I came up with the right number and I freed you from that solo and being so occupied with your time, can I ask you one more question before I throw out a number?
Sure.
What is it valued at right now? Do you know?
I don't know. I would have to do my research. But what I do know is that I haven't raised my rents in about 5 years. So there's a lot of room to increase the value. So I might be making as much as a lot of people around me.
Mhm.
But there is a lot of room for whoever buys this to increase the value.
You have 75 units. You haven't raised the rent in 5 years, and there's a lot of wiggle room for value. You have any other other units on site that are just not being used that you're not counting in that total?
No, it's a total of 75.
And they're all okay. I mean, if I was to be there on site tomorrow, I could walk in each of the 75, so to speak. So there's nothing that's sitting there, unlike other than the 8%, of course. The other eight, sorry. The other eight. The other eight are the only ones that are not occupied right now.
That's correct. Yep.
That's not bad. And you've been there a number of years, so this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna gather a bit or two. So I'm kind of looking at how the other sites are doing around you and give you a ballpark figure. So this is because you don't hear this part, coach, but coach, this is where if we don't have, they don't know how much it's valued at. How do we get evaluation? Or should we say, can I call you back with those numbers?
Let's see. Just go with your gut right now.
Okay, you've been there 5 years. You have 8 units that are, you're almost at full capacity. You only have 8 units that are vacant. It's a pretty good deal, but your time is what you're willing to free up. Can I work with you as being part of that? Can I work with you in you considering being part of the financing? Would you be willing to be what do you say that shit? Excuse my French. Would you be, I'm so nervous. Okay, would you be willing to carry back a note?
Talk to my partners about that, but to be honest, more than likely, no. I think if we were to sell it, we just want to do a cash deal.
Just a cash deal? Okay. So let's do this then. You're off your number, my terms. So if I'll start off with 1.2.
Is that your offer?
It's ballpark. And that will again would depend on, you say right now it's doing very, very
Okay.
well. There are only 8 vacant.
All right.
How well
So
it's performing?
all right. First of all, everybody show Angela some love in the chat. I want to show you some love because it's not easy getting up here. I appreciate you. I salute you for volunteering.
Like, oh my gosh.
I gotta give Angela her flowers. Y'all come
Good,
on
Angela.
mute.
Did
Show
good,
her
did
some
good, did
love.
good.
Show her some
Great
love. Good
job,
job,
great
Angela.
job.
Good job.
Great
Good
job.
job.
Because I wanted to do it because I was thinking, how
Great
far
job,
after
Angela. Great job.
am
Great job.
I? So help me,
Good
please.
job, big respect, Angie.
Doesn't matter. You
Thank
did
you.
good.
Good
You
job,
did good.
Angela.
We love it, Angie. We love it.
Did
You did
good.
good.
Did
I felt like I
good.
was stuttering, man. I was like, ah. I said, no.
So first, I have
You know
to.
what I'm saying?
I congratulate everybody for trying. I always say, even if you don't know what you're doing, just try, and we'll work through it as you go. But I just gotta give you your flowers because you've been at this for a little over a year now, and you
Yeah.
don't give up. Like you're determined to get better. So I want to salute you for that.
Thank
All
you.
right. So now let's get to it. All right. So when it comes to, you've spoken with sellers before, haven't you? Or you only spoken with brokers?
Actually, brokers, but I spoke to 2 sellers today. I walked up on the property. Hey, hi. I told them I was a student.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Okay.
Because I wanted to
So
see, and each one was different. And I can go through the whole scenario, but it was some of them wanted to share and some of them didn't because they thought, oh, are you here for the competitors? Oh, I said, darn, I didn't think about that. Go on. So sorry.
So no, you're good. So first thing I want to say is I want to commend you for, like, in the beginning of the conversation, you were really trying to get that motivation, like figure out why do you want to sell, and that's a big thing, trying to find that motivation, because that's honestly the thing you have to come back to when it comes to renegotiating. That's one of the things. Hold on one second. Let me make sure everybody's on mute. So that's one of the things that I tend to forget, but it's important for you to try to figure out on that first conversation, like, what is it, other than getting a good price, Mr. Seller, what's your reason for wanting to sell? This property seems like, it's cash flowing for you. Why do you want to sell? If it's, maybe you might get a pain point, but you always want to get that motivation. Now, you gave me a ballpark offer of 1.2. How were you able, did you get all of the information that you needed to get an offer? What's everything that you need to get to evaluate a deal? Hold on, you're on mute.
I said, crap, I know what the buy box is. I didn't know the cap rate, I didn't know the DSCR, and I didn't know the cash on cash. I didn't know that, right? So that was a panic point right there. What's a buy box? This is good though. That's why I need to do this. That's why I couldn't wait to volunteer. I know the buy box is, and I thought, well, how do I, and do I throw out a number? I didn't do any.
So you don't have to do that on that initial call. You don't have to make an offer. That initial call is for you to, like, once you actually speak with the seller and figure out that they are interested in selling, that initial call is to gather the information that you need about the property. You also want to build rapport, because sometimes sellers are standoffish. They don't know you on that first call, so they may not right away want to tell you everything about the business, how much it's making, how much it's spending. So sometimes you really just gotta what is that saying? Charm and disarm. I think that's how you say it. You really have to
Yeah.
just like break down barriers and build rapport. So you don't have to worry about getting the offer out until you have all of the information that you need. So on that first call, were you looking at the script?
Yes, it was. I was
You
looking
were? Okay. Okay. So
for
so
and
this
part of
is
me
this
wasn't, and part of me was. I was looking for like what would be natural, what would be a natural flow, you know.
So this
So
is the constructive feedback. You started off good. You asked me the number of units. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to figure out, okay, how many units. Actually, let's look at it together. Let's look at it
okay,
together
please,
because I don't
please.
want to talk at
Okay.
you. Share my screen real quick. So this is the script right here that Angela was looking at, right? So you introduce yourself.
Yep.
Here's what you say. Here's a rebuttal if the seller says no, they don't want to sell. Here's rebuttals if the seller say yes or maybe they want to sell.
I didn't
When you
scroll down
yes,
enough. Oh crap.
okay, so this is when you want to sell. All right, great. I just need to get a few details about the financials so I can make you a solid offer. So you started off good. How many units does the facility have? But then I don't know, you kind of went off somewhere. So the next question after that is to get into the what are the sizes of each unit? What is the rent for
Mhm.
each unit? So this is all of the stuff that you want to get. You want to
I
find
didn't
out
scroll
everything about the
down.
income.
I
So
need
it's
to
fine. It's
scroll
fine.
down
No,
to
you're
that.
learning. Everybody's learning. Trust me, everybody on here is learning from this. So you want to get as much as you can about the income. At the same time, build rapport, talk to the seller. If they say something that maybe you could relate to, break the conversation with that, break it up a little bit so it doesn't feel so much like an interrogation. But ask them all about the income. So, okay, Mr. Seller, what are the sizes of each unit? Okay, well, how much does each size rent for? What's the occupancy? I think you did ask me about the occupancy.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got all of the income now outside of the storage units. Is this facility bringing in any other income? Are you charging for billboards, parking, vending machines, anything else? Okay, great. I got everything about the income. All right, Mrs. Seller, now I need to get some information about the expenses. Can you just give me a ballpark if you don't know exactly what are your taxes and your insurance? Are there any utilities? Okay, what are you paying utilities every month or every year? Are there any payroll expenses? So you just want to go through these. Um, all right, Mr. Seller, outside of these expenses, is there any other expenses that you have that I didn't ask you that's not accounted for? All right. If they don't have any expenses, okay, now let's get into the condition. How's the roof? Is there any leaks? Does it need to be changed? If there's any, so make sure you guys are paying attention because if you speak to me and you asked earlier about my utilities and I say no, there's no electricity, don't ask about the electrical. A lot of times we get nervous and we know we're not really listening to this. So make sure that you're listening to the seller so that you're not having to repeat something that they already did. All right. So you want to ask if there's an electrical panel, has that been replaced? If there's any plumbing, maybe the facility has an office or something with a bathroom. So if that, what's your motivation for wanting to sell? What's the time frame? Okay, Mr. Seller, if I get you an offer today that you like, how soon will you be ready to sell? Try to get an asking price out of them. If you ask once, like Angela asked me, I didn't give it to her. Sometimes you could try, a couple times throughout that conversation, maybe once or twice, just to see if you can get it. Like sometimes I maybe circle back and say, hey, Mrs. Seller, what's your asking price? Oh, I don't have an asking price. I want you to make me an offer. Okay, well,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm gonna make an offer based on, the numbers that we have, but in order for you to really get this contract signed today, like what's the least amount that you would try to that you would be willing to accept? Like I just try to ask it in different ways just to try to get an asking price out of them. Um, and that's pretty much it. So you guys don't read the script word for word, just kind of use it as a guide. So this is one of the scripts. That's the questions that you ask to get the information about the income and expenses. And then you have your due diligence questions. We're not going to focus on this today, but this is just asking about the property, about the management software. This is other questions that you have to ask, but I kind of want to just take it easy today.
I don't have that one.
So that's pretty much it, Angela. Yeah, you just want to you skipped over a lot of the main questions that we need, and then after you
Mhm.
get that information, because you got to go through the evaluation process, right? So then you want to let the
Yeah.
seller know, okay, it's going to take me, some time to underwrite this deal. Give me about 24 to 48 hours or whatever is realistic to you. Give me about 24 to 48 hours, and I'll have an offer to you. And then that's pretty much it. You just set up a time to follow up with them, and then you just go from there.
Okay.
All right.
I
Good
didn't
job,
forget.
Angela.
All right, I got the top part, but got to work on the next pieces, couple pieces. So I needed to have
Yep.
done that, man. I'm like, okay, keep scrolling. I didn't keep scrolling. Well, that's good for
Yep.
me. I need to just practice,
Yeah, yeah. Nope, you
trying to
got
stay
it. You got it.
calm.
Everybody in here, I'm confident everybody in here can do it. Like you said, it just takes practice. So what me and Angela just did, we do that again, guys. We do that in our real business. Like I'm not just trying to put you guys on the spot because we're in a classroom. Like we have meetings where maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks where we role play with each other. These are the things that what it takes to run a 6 and 7 figure real estate business that we got to do with each other. Am I choppy? Am I good or am I choppy? I'm good.
Okay. Choppy.
It's choppy.
Yeah.
Copy.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, that's good. I gotta practice.
How about now? Am I still choppy? Am I still choppy?
Yeah.
All right. Let me join from my cell phone. So I need another volunteer. Who wants to come up next? I think I saw there was a couple people that had that script. So whoever else has the scripts and the contracts, even if you don't, and you just want to come up and role play, come off mute or raise your virtual hand. Hold on, I'm trying to log in from my phone. All right, am I clear? Hold on.
You
Am I
have echo.
clear? Is it clear or
There's
choppy?
an echo.
What about now? Is it still an echo?
No, it's good.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we got 23 minutes left. So I need to know who is my next action taker. Who's my next action taker that wants to come up and okay, Shanique says she's not ready. All right, let's just talk about this real quick. Are you not ready because you can't do it or you just feel uncomfortable? Just let me know. Hold on, I can't hear y'all. I could hear y'all. Let me know if you need to learn this information. That's why we are here. I think you will be the perfect person to come up right now. I want to push you to do it. Don't feel like I'm talking to Shanique in the comments, you guys. Don't feel like Shanique that you have to know it before you do it, because I promise you, you'll never get started if you feel like you have to know everything before you get started. Hold on, y'all. My battery about to die. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. So I want somebody to come up and volunteer to role play. This is what's gonna make you better. And honestly, y'all, in all honesty, how are you gonna do this in real life? Like I'm one of y'all. I'm on y'all side. So I'm trying to help you guys. So how are you? Everybody on here wants to own a self-storage facility or wants to own some type of cash flowing asset. So if you're not ready to role play with me, how do you expect to acquire this, when you're not willing to have at least practice having a conversation? So I just want you guys to practice. So I need somebody. We can't move forward until we get another volunteer. I was gonna do a daily evaluation, but I don't want to go forward.
I'll do it.
Double R Francis is saying that he's willing to, if you drop it in the chat. You said you were going to drop the script. I will take a go at it.
All right.
Francis.
Cool. Who is that? That's Francis talking?
No, this is Sandra talking, but I'm saying in the chat, Francis is saying he is willing to go.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thanks, Sandra. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Francis. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there ranting to you
Hold on, I'm
guys.
trying to get my camera on. Oh,
It's
there
all
you go.
right. We know
No
you're like
worries.
trying to get your phone working and whatnot, so I just wanted to present you to that.
I appreciate that. All right, cool. All right, Francis, let's do it. Let me know if you have the script or you want me to share my screen so you can read off of my
You can share-
computer.
Yeah, if you could share the screen, that'd be great.
All right, cool. All right. All right, perfect, perfect, y'all. This is the easy stuff. I promise you, this is the easy stuff.
Oh,
Doing it on the call with me is much, much easier. Like this is actually gonna prepare you guys to do this in real life. So I want y'all to, whatever it is that's stopping you, whether it's fear or discomfort, like these are mindset things. Those are the things that you gotta face head on and say, like, I'm gonna overcome this type of stuff and I'm gonna go with it. All right, but let's keep going, Francis. So I'm gonna be the seller. What do you want to do? You want to speak with me as if I'm selling, you want to get a storage facility or an apartment building?
storage facility.
All right, perfect. All right, so this is a script right here. So I'm gonna just come down to the yes, because I'm gonna say that I'm interested in selling, and then we'll just go through the questions here.
No
All
worries.
right.
Okay.
All right. Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Where are we? If you respond yes, quick start. Go ahead. Okay.
Yep. So,
All right. Good. Okay. Right.
right now you're just pretty much introducing yourself and
All
then
right.
saying, yeah, you're seeing if I want to sell. All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I'm sorry. Is this Rashida?
Yes, this is she.
Hi, Rashida. Hi. This is Francis from the Young Entrepreneur Investment Group. We just spoke earlier about possibly you selling the storage facility. I'm just giving you a follow-up call. Can you say you're interested? Just want to see if we can go forward and get in for some more information. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, Francis. I have a few minutes.
That's
What
great.
information do you need?
Well, it basically for us to make sure we do right by you, we just want to get some details like if you can tell me like how many units do you have currently?
Okay. So, Francis, I'm gonna be honest with you. I see that you got to go through some questions to get some information from me about my facility. I get a lot of phone calls like this where people are asking me, do I want to buy? And I run through this. I spend about 15, 20 minutes with them on the phone. I give them all of the information, and then I just don't hear back from them. So, how do I know that you're actually, like, if I go through this, that you're actually serious about making me an offer?
You know, Rashida, I'm glad you shared it with me. And we found we do a lot of business in the area, and we found that a lot of people feel the same way. And that's the reason why we make sure that we provide you with a pitch deck that you know that we're legit and we're a legitimate company and we do follow through what we do. We're very professional and we make sure we treat everyone with the same respect we want to be treated. The same way like you want to make sure I follow up with you, I actually do the same when it comes to you getting back to us. Is that okay with you?
Okay. All right, Francis. I'm gonna give it a shot. I appreciate it. You did send me a pitch deck. It was very professional. So okay, let's go through it. So you asked me how many storage units I have. For this facility, I have about 120 storage units.
120? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
125.
That's great. 125. That's great. Are they fully occupied at this point in time, or do you have any empty units?
I want to say I have about, I don't know exactly how many. I have 125. So occupied, I want to say I probably have about 115 that are occupied right now.
115 is occupied. Okay, so you have about 10 units unoccupied at this point in time, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's good. And do you have an idea what's basically your unit size, what ranges they are?
I do know all of the sizes that I have. I have 5x10s, I have 10x10s, I have 10x15s, and I have some 10x20s. That's my most popular size, actually.
Oh wow. You have quite a few range. That's very good.
Yes. Yep.
That's good. I mean, most people, you have just one size. You have quite a good range. That's good. So let me ask you this, and if you don't mind me asking again, there's not a few more questions. Your facility usually, what usually is if you say 115 units right now occupied, is
Mhm.
that giving you a good income base wise, or you find yourself at a deficit?
It's actually cash flowing pretty good. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind holding on to it. I'm gonna entertain the offer, because I've had it for a while and because you called. But yeah, I haven't seen a deficit at all. It's cash flowing for me very well.
Okay, that's good. That's positive, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, definitely. You say you have your best seller is a 10 by 20. So do you have an idea what units are unavailable right now, the 10 that you have unavailable? Do you have an idea?
I don't have any 10x20s available. Those are all, I actually have a waiting list for the 10x20s.
Oh wow, that's good. How about the ones that's unoccupied? Do you have an idea what size they are?
Mostly 5x10s. I don't know exactly how many of each one, but if I had to guess, I would say I probably have about 8 5x10s and then maybe 2 10x15s or 10x10s.
Okay, good. And you say the cash flow unit with just the occupancy not being full. Do you have any other income base coming from the facility, otherwise from the rental from the storage?
No, I don't have any other income from this facility.
Okay, and let us shot in the dark. Is its own facility you own, or do you have any other facility you may be interested in selling?
I do have other facilities, but this is the only one that I want to sell right now.
Okay, good. And you say it's cash flowing. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, are the others cash flowing?
Yeah, they all are doing really well. They're all doing really well. Yep.
That's good. That's good. All right, moving. All right. So, do you have an idea of your annual expenses when it comes to the facility currently?
The expenses, yeah. So I don't have the numbers in front of me right now. I'm not going to be able to break down everything, but I'll say taxes, insurance, and all of my operating expenses would probably be around, I would say about 30,000 for the year.
Okay. So about ballpark. That's good. And about your payroll, do you have anybody on staff?
Um, I have a boots on the ground that I pay about $800 a month, but outside of that, no, it's pretty much self-managed by me.
Okay, so by you. That keeps you busy.
Yeah, it definitely keeps me busy. Yep.
That's good. Let me ask you a question. If you actually get this, we can come to some agreement and you get some free time. What would you do with all the free time now that you're not managing the facility?
You know what? If I were to sell this facility, I would probably, I've been looking into laundromats lately. So still in real estate, I would just probably put the money into another business and learn something different.
Okay, good. So you're definitely a real estate investor. That's good. As for the facility itself, I mean, do you have an idea how old the roof is by any chance?
The roof is
Yeah,
actually is in really good condition. I want to say we just put a new one on about 4 years ago. There's no leaks. So yes, in pretty good condition.
that's good. And how about electrical and plumbing? Any
Um,
issues?
there's no electrical. There's this facility that doesn't have any electrical or plumbing.
It doesn't have.
No, no electrical, no plumbing.
Wow. And you run that facility and you have a good 115 units being rented. That's good. You must be in a
Yes.
good area then.
Yeah, we're right off the highway, so it's in a pretty good area. We don't do any type of advertising, so we usually stay about 90% full, with no advertising.
Well, that's good. That means a lot. If you're looking to, and we come to some agreement, what would be a time frame when it comes to selling
I could sell, if the number's right, I could sell today. So I don't need
today?
any time. Yeah, just the number just has to make sense that I could sell today.
All right, that's good. So you know what? If that's the case, let's just make sure I'm gonna get some more information. I'm gonna talk to my partners and we'll definitely get back to you. You can tell what would be asking price if we could come to agreement today, what would be a good competitive asking price when it comes from you?
I haven't really thought about the asking price. Um, I would actually have to sit down and look over my 2024 reports and see what makes sense. So yeah, I don't have an asking price in mind right now, but you could make me an offer and we could go from there.
Okay, so you today. So like I said, we're very professional, so what I have to do is speak to my partners, and we maybe need a panel sheet for me to just get a profit and loss ideas of what you're working with, and we can come back and give a price that's reasonable to you, and it's fair to you and reasonable to us because we are business investors and we want to make sure we can work on that and create an agreement that's comfortable for both parties. Would that be okay with you?
That sounds good, Francis.
All right, great. Listen, Rashida, it was great talking with you. And I definitely be in touch. And I hear my number. If you need to give me a call before then, you can just reach out to me and I definitely respond to you. And if not, I give you a call back tomorrow around 6 p.m. this time, and maybe we can get to something that's workable. That's okay?
That sounds good. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Great.
All right. Good
Nailed
job.
it.
Show Francis some love. Go ahead, y'all. That was really good. You did a really
That's really
good job.
good.
Oh,
Okay,
Yes,
my
nice
glasses off.
job. Yes,
Shout out
yes,
Francis.
yes.
good job.
Great
Yes, I'm
job.
gonna ride
Great,
through. I'm
great
gonna ride
job.
through.
Great
Angela made it.
job.
Angela raised the bar, so I had to try and match her, get to her level.
There you
Can you be
go.
my call person?
There you go.
You're awesome, man. I
So
love it.
Killed it, man.
I learned from him. I love this flow. I like the way he just kept things going and it was so natural. I like the way you went through that. I was like, oh, I get it. He got into your head really quick. And I go, how did he do that? Do I need to be more relaxed? Because I stopped scrolling and I said, that's when I got lost and I got nervous. So the
okay.
moment I asked you, what do I do now? Because I had stopped and I just go, ah. So
Okay.
I loved it. I love to see that. I need to see that and just keep trying. I love that. Oh my God. You nailed it, bro. You nailed it.
Thank
So
you.
happy. Yes.
Yes.
Good
Francis
job. Good
treated you
job.
like a person, not a prospect. And I
Yes.
think
Who
that's a
said
big
that?
difference. That's a big
So
Who
difference.
said
whoever
that?
it is, I was gonna ask
It's
if maybe
Marquez.
two or three of you guys could come up and give him some feedback. Marquez, if you want to come back up, just real quick, if you just want to give him some feedback of how you felt about his call.
I'm telling you, it's like Francis was sitting in the room with you, just sitting on the couch, having a conversation, sipping on a cool drink. And like you said, it was totally disarmed. And so, yeah, you're getting this cold call out of nowhere, but he turned it from cold to very warm very quickly because he kept the tone very light, very conversational. And I saw somebody dropped it in the comments, great pivot, hey, listen, I already got a bunch of people, call, how do I know you're any different?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't lock up like a car seizing up on you or anything. He just shifted gears very smoothly and went right into boom, the responses. So I'm telling you, job well done, Francis. Job well done. You and Angela, y'all jumping on here tonight, just going out there. Hey, kudos to you both. Kudos to you both. So y'all keep up the great work.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah, your flow, I mean, your tone, you were like very, your tone was really friendly. I felt comfortable talking to you. I felt like if I was able to get personal, I feel like you're somebody you're good at like maybe building rapport with somebody. So you did a really good job. I really don't have anything I don't have anything bad to say about anybody. The only thing I would say, if anything, is when I at the very end when you asked me for my asking price, and I was saying something about just make me an offer.
Right.
And then my rebuttal was throughout the call, like, that if the offer is right, I'll sell. I really wasn't looking to sell, but if the offer is right, I'll sell. So I would have tried like one more time. Just me personally, I would have tried like instead of, okay, well, I come up with an offer, I still would have maybe, all right, Mr. Seller, will you say if the number's right? I mean, what does that number look like to you? What is that right number? I know you say that you haven't considered selling, but if I come and offer you $50,000, would that be offensive? All right, so give me a number that's at least too low, a number that your bottom number. If you won't accept less than this, don't call me back if my offer is less than this. So I would have tried, not be a pest, but I would have tried at least one last time to get an asking price out of them. But outside of that, I think you did an amazing job. I think you should really, have you done any cold calling or just spoken with sellers yet and started practicing?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, you did an amazing job. Y'all show Francis some love in the chat. I would highly encourage you. I would encourage you to go ahead and start cold calling. Are you gonna do the driving for dollars challenge that Ramel talked about
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah. Actually, this weekend I have a packed schedule, but I think I have an area I want to drive. Actually, I have a facility that I've seen that is an old Toys R Us that's closed down. And it's in my
Okay.
area. I'm in New York though, so New York is expensive. But it's
Mhm.
been there for a while. I drove by. Someone actually gonna drive by this weekend, so I can get some information from there and maybe call the seller and
Okay.
see what's up. It's a big area, very very high polluted public high traffic area.
Okay. Okay. Well, you ready. I would say use that whatever addresses you get, skip trace, and then use these as practice to start making those phone calls. But amazing job. Did you have any questions or anything? I want to try to get one more person. I know we got short on time. But did you have any questions?
No, I love the group feedback. Thanks, guys. You really
Okay.
encouraged me. I appreciate that.
All right, all right. Good job, good job. We got like 5 minutes left. We got one more person that wants to do it. One more person that wants to be an action taker. Again, you guys, I'm just trying to push you because I mean, how are you gonna have a conversation with a real seller? You know what I'm saying? This is your family that's right here on this call. So this is what it's gonna take. Matter of fact, let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to acquire your first self-storage facility this year, or your first laundromat, or your first multifamily property. Drop a number 1 in the chat if you want to acquire and if this is your first one, if you want to acquire your first one this year, put a 1 in the chat. So I see a lot of ones in the chat. I see a lot of ones in the chat. Now let's look at how many people volunteered in this hour. We got 2 people to volunteer. So shout out to everybody that volunteered. I thought it was one last person. But for everybody else that's putting a 1 in the chat, these are the action steps that you got to take. Again, we do this in our real business, like we role play with each other. Like this is just part of what it is. I'm giving you guys a blueprint of what we actually do in our business to be successful. So I just want to encourage everybody that put a 1 in the chat. Actually, I want one of you guys to come off mute and just tell me like what stopped you from role playing today. Somebody come off mute and let me know what's stopping you. Shanique, shout out to you. She was honest. She just said she feels like she didn't know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I feel like I don't know enough, and I was looking for the script.
Okay. Who is that?
So,
I can't see. Who
Shamil.
Shamil. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Appreciate that, Shamil. All right. So we're gonna do we got a little bit of go ahead. What were you gonna say?
This is Woody Elmore. But I was in the damn my son, I had him in wrestling, so I couldn't really I was listening but I couldn't hear and see everything. That's why. But I ain't got no problem with it. I'd have got right in. It'd have been fun to me.
Okay. All right, cool. So we might do this again next week, or we might put a 1 in the chat if you want to do this again next week. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to keep it moving. I feel like we need to do this again next week. So for everybody that's putting a 1 in the chat, make sure y'all show up next week. Make sure you guys on the call next week. And I want y'all to be the first ones to raise your hand and just know that we're all here to make each other better. Iron sharpens iron. All right. So for everybody that's saying that they want a self-storage facility, this is what it's take. This is just practice. All right. So we can practice with each other. All right. So we're gonna do this again next week. All right, I'm gonna end it right here. I was gonna try to do one more, but I want to end it right here. Is there one person that wants to go one more time before we hop off? Do we got a volunteer that wants to go right now? We can knock it out in like 10 minutes. All right, bet. We got one more, Jonathan. All right, let's go, Jonathan, y'all. Give it up to Jonathan. Give it up for Jonathan. Shanique, I'm glad you raised your hand. I was hoping you did. You're gonna be the first one next week. You're gonna be the first one next week. I want to end on time because we got another class getting ready to get started. All right, y'all, show Jonathan some love in the chat. It's not easy getting up here. Trust me, I know it is not easy getting up here, but I want you guys to show him some love in the chat. So Jonathan, you want to do a self-storage facility or a multifamily property?
Let's do a self-storage unit.
Self-storage. All right, cool. Self-storage. So this is a self-storage script. So right here, this is just kind of a guide for you to introduce yourself. And then I'm gonna drop down to yes. These are the questions that you ask me when I say yes, I want to sell.
Okay.
All right, let's get it. Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Jonathan Jones. I'm with J. Herring Investment Properties, and I was just in the area and I saw that you have a self-storage here that I would like to get a little information on.
Okay. How did you find out about my self-storage facility?
I was just driving by and it just looked like a property that we will be interested in purchasing.
You're interested in purchasing self-storage facility? Okay. Do you own self-storage facilities in the area?
I do not, but I'm interested in getting in investing in one with some partners of mine.
Okay. All right,
Are you
Jonathan.
interested in selling?
I mean, I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about selling. I'm in a situation where I may need to sell. I bought this property with my sister. She really hasn't been managing it that well. So it's just not cash flowing the way we want to. So I'll entertain selling the property. I have
Okay,
a few
okay.
minutes. I do have a few minutes. Did you need to get some information from me?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to grab a little information on the property. One of the things I want to know is how many units does the facility hold?
This facility has 100 units.
Okay, is it different sizes units that you have?
It is different sizes. The sizes they range anywhere between 5 by 10s and 10 by 25s.
Okay, does the different sizes pay different amounts?
They do pay different amounts.
Okay. Um, do you know that information right offhand?
So I know, okay, yep, the sizes I have are, so I have 5 by 10s, I have 10 by 10s, I have 10 by 15s, and I have 10 by 25s. The
Okay,
rent, the rent for each size is, my 5 by 10s are renting for $50 a month.
okay,
My 10 by 10s are renting for $75 a month.
okay.
You know what, Jonathan? Honestly, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I don't know off the top what each size is renting for. But I'll be able to get that for you later on today.
That's fine. That's fine. We can always come back and collect that. I just need to gather this information so I can bring it back to my team and see if we can offer you, see if we can get the best offer for you. Um, I got a few more other questions though. What is the occupancy rate? How many units is actually occupied?
I want to say we're about 70% occupied.
Okay, 70%. Okay, and what was that number of units in the facility again?
It's 100 units.
Okay, 100 units. Okay. Um, do you have any is any of the sizes is any size units vacant?
Yeah, there are some vacancies. Like I said, we're about 70% occupied. I don't know which sizes are vacant. I would have to go through our rent roll to see which ones.
Okay, okay. We can always get that information later. Other than the storage units, does the facility generate any other income? By
It,
like parking, vending machines.
yeah, I have a couple of I have 5 RV spaces that are being rented.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right. But no parking, no vending machines. Is it self-automated? Or you have a staff at the
Um,
front
it,
desk?
there's no staff. Everything is self-managed.
Okay, well that's good. Okay. All right. Now I need to go over some expenses. Is there any annual taxes, annual insurance, utilities, payroll, advertising and marketing? Just any other expenses that is associated with the self-storage.
I do have expenses. The taxes are around 3,000 per year.
Okay,
Um, and then my insurance is about 1,000 per year. And that's about it.
I got you. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I see you said you want to sell, but what's one of the reasons or some reasons that you actually consider selling?
I mean, I'm considering selling because me and my sister brought this property together, but she's not holding up her end of the bargain. So it's just not cash flowing the way I would want it to. Now, I'm not desperate to sell because I can definitely get it filled up and have it cash flowing more. But if anything, that would be a reason for me to sell.
Okay. And I just asked that because I wanna make this beneficial for you as well and see what ways we can this sale could would help you. But that's
Got
cool.
it.
So Yes, I got you down. So, oh yes.
My bad. I forgot about this part.
Yeah. All right. So, hold on, I lost my place. Other than that. Okay, so than what we discussed, are there any other expenses? Is there any roofing issues, electrical issues, plumbing issues, any
Um,
locker door damage?
it's no big issues. I mean, it might be a lock here and there that needs to be replaced, but outside of that, no, there's no major maintenance issues.
Okay, that's good. In the time frame to sell, if I could get you a good offer, um, let's say tomorrow, would you be willing to sell tomorrow?
Excuse me. You know what? I need to talk this over with my business partner, with my sister. So I definitely want to hear an offer. But as far as time frame, you probably wouldn't be ready to sell for another 90 days or so.
Okay, okay. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what would be a ballpark minimum that you just off the top of your head, what would be a ballpark minimum that you would take, or don't even call that?
You know, I don't have a price in mind, but what I will say is that if you're gonna lowball me, I don't even want you to bother calling me back.
So what's a low ball like? A half a million, 250,000.
A lowball offer, a lowball offer for me would be, a lowball offer for me would be, okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. You know what? I paid $100,000 for this property, and I invested at least another 85,000 into renovations. So
Okay.
I at least need to get out what I put into it.
Okay. Well, that lets me know just a ballpark minimum as we take in the next couple of days to gather some more information to bring back to my team to at least let them know a minimum of what you would at least take to move the sale. So if that's it, we'll reconnect a little bit later this week.
All right, all right. Good job, good job, good job. Y'all show Jonathan some love. Good job, Jonathan. Good job. I want you guys to give. Is there
Good job,
anybody that wants to
Jonathan.
give him some feedback? Who wants
Definitely
to
good job.
who is that? Who is that? Wait, let me bring Jonathan. Let me spotlight you. I gotta do you right. Hold on 1 second. All right. Good job, Jonathan. I think you did a really good job. I don't think I've ever remembered you coming to role playing before. So I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
was
you did it
nervous.
before. You did good. I couldn't even tell you was nervous. So shout out to you for doing it. Do it scared, y'all. Even if you scared, I promise you, it's nothing easy about this, but just get out of your own way and do it. So congratulations to you. Does anybody want to give him any feedback? Anybody want to give him any feedback? What he did good? What you guys think that you would have did differently? You could come off mute. Anybody?
If you can, I can speak. Who's
Jonathan?
Jonathan?
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Angela. I want to say, first of all, I like it, you get those little butterflies in your stomach, right? But like she said, I didn't gather that you were fearful. Like you went through the scripts, like you covered the bases that you can try to arrive at some kind of valuation for the
Yes.
facility. So when you cut out and you when you let her know that you'd call back and the connection was there to make a relationship with her so that she could trust you. That's what I gathered. Yeah, and that was cool. I said, I got chills. I went, what? I was like, whoa, go boy. So yes, keep up the good work,
Yeah.
man. This
All
helps
right.
me a lot. I like to see how people connected and how the script goes. Rashida, before we say kudos to everybody else, your script is on fire. I cut it off.
Yeah,
It
it was
really,
fun
hearing the
actually.
whole
After
thing,
it was
right?
nervous at first, but then it became with the script. It made it kind of fun actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to hear the whole thing, Rashida, the framework works because the script is so good.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good.
Jonathan, I'm telling you,
Okay.
you stayed on point, and it
Yes,
tells
yeah.
me stay on point, you'll be okay. I was like, when you're out there in the middle of the water, but
Right,
no,
right.
you were in the boat, bro. You were in the boat.
I appreciate
Nice.
that, Sister Angela.
Appreciate that. Anybody else? Anybody else want to give some feedback?
Uh,
If you want to give some feedback,
uh,
come on.
if you don't mind, Jonathan, what I do like the fact that addition to your tonality, was a way that you actually went to the discovery to find out, even if you give your or selling price, you discover the investment and see if we gave you a ballpark to work with. That was like, I like the way you did that. That was cool. That was smooth. That was smooth.
All right.
Definitely
I
smooth.
appreciate that, friends. You did real well too, buddy.
Yes, we all
Amazing.
did together.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
let's do it together, man.
Amazing job. So you guys did an amazing job, Jonathan. I think you did a really good job, especially with it being your first time. I resonate with you saying that it's nervous in the beginning, but it just becomes a conversation. So it's the more you guys do this, the more you'll see like it's really just a conversation. I really want to open it up to you guys. I know I'm taking it over. We actually have a class, a financial literacy class that's started right now. So I want to end it. But what was I gonna say? So don't feel like that you guys have to know everything, or don't. I think some of the nerves come in like you feel like you're gonna fumble the conversation, like maybe the seller is gonna pick up on the fact that you're brand new at this. The more conversations you have, you'll realize that you're actually the professional. You're gonna be educating the person on everything. Somebody who's really motivated to sell, they'll give you all of the information that they want. So just practice. I encourage you guys to take some practice, role play with each other, and just cold call. Like just pull a list or drive for dollars. Just get some practice. We're gonna do this again next week. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I'm gonna end it because we got a financial literacy call that's happening right now. It started at 8 p.m. with Mr. Precise. You guys go ahead and was that tonight? Oh no, I'm tripping. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
We got a 9 o'clock meeting tonight with Mo.
Yeah, there is a call. Yes, we do have another call. So everybody that's in the Mogul Leads Acquisitions group, I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock tonight. Yeah, Precise is tomorrow. All right. So
That's
you
at
guys have
8:30,
an
ain't it?
amazing night.
The
Yeah,
acquisition.
8:30. 8:30. Yep, 8:30. I'm all over the place. But yeah, you guys practice, practice, practice. For those who don't
Till
know, there's
next
a
time.
driving. Until next time, there's a driving for dollars challenge that's happening right now. Over the next 2 weeks, everybody can drive for dollars. You can win a $500 cash prize for everybody that has the most activity. Download the Deal Machine app. I'm going to do a tutorial for you guys next week. You guys have an amazing night, and I will see everybody.
Yeah,
I
8:30.
will see you guys later.